allow the two children to attend the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Aha, now you not done here. All these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want to make the common man get what he supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one, my ego. You go show na paper. My ego diary political. So my people make you shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we loud, oh yo yo. Don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there, brethren. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live. Saben Banjo, you have never been a latecomer, so thank you for joining us this evening again, and every one of you. Remember that after reading the caption of the broadcast, the next thing to do is to read the description of the broadcast, rather, right? And then like it, share it, to invite your friends and then your not so friendly friends. Tell them to join us. I mean, they are welcome. Tell them that Mayegun is live. And remember, the line, the studio line is very much live. So you can phone in just anytime or at every break, all right? And I can take them, hear your own views on some of the topics we are sharing or speaking on, or the ones we have spoken about before now, right? So thank you. Back to politics. I mean, for those who are preparing for their 2027 charade, I'll keep calling it a charade until maybe if what we can call the unexpected probably happens, right? Until then, for every thing that we currently have in place, or should I say that Tinubu and his gang have put in place towards your 2027, pretty much favors them in a way. The opposition parties are almost like in tatters, in disarray, disorganized. Majority of them are currently facing different court cases that a lot of people believe are being funded by those around Koolu, especially with WAEC. Now, WAEC has taken over PDP, like legally. The court has granted him that, the Supreme Court, at least. So, and he has pledged this PDP to Tinubu's second term, like not to be discussed, kind of. Here you get. So that's the deal. However, those who left PDP to other parties have not been left alone as well. So in this ADC Wahala, where Atiku and his own gang have put up a coalition, the coalition collapsed because of what was called the disagreement with, between the contenders, as well as this issue of court cases that they believed have been put in place to either decimate them, destroy them, or weaken them, whatever it does. So it is always not going to make them viable to challenge Koolu in 2027. So Obi left, Atiku remained, fighting it on. So this Bala Gombe that many felt like at some point, maybe it's just going to like a fizzle out. He is not. The Supreme Court that should possibly have put an end to this sent the case back to the trial court, the High Court, where they said they have to go and determine if David Mark-led executive of ADC, if they have the legal right to be called the executive of the party. However, the Supreme Court ruling then said the status quo ante bellum should be maintained. That means the situation that they were, or the position that the party was at the time before the court cases started, should be returned to. So INEC automatically recognized the David Marks group, and they are currently on their website still. Then until today, when another court another judge from the appeal court delivered another ruling this afternoon, the one that has taken over the social media, this judge, okay? So his name is Justice Donatus Unwa Ezoke Okorowo from Enugu State. He is the same judge that barred the INEC from conducting this by-election into the 27 vacant seats of the House of Assembly members in Rivers State. Remember that time? Is this same guy. He was promoted in 2024, I think, to an appeal court from that period, right? So by this Tinubu's regime. And he's the one that delivered that judgment today that David Marks' group, right? They are not the authentic ADC executive. Therefore, INEC should not recognize them. We don't know what the next action would be like. Whatever that would be, we are not sure yet, okay? However, just the same day today, you see, currently, right, the political parties, they are currently uploading the details of their candidates for every position that they are contesting for, right? So from the State House of Assembly to governorship seats, to National Assembly seats, and presidential seats too, right? So for you to be able to upload anything onto the INEC portal as a political party, you must be recognized. Or Bala Gombe is not recognized by INEC, but somehow it is currently being reported that he is managed to upload his own candidate onto INEC server. How did he do that? He couldn't have done that without being given this, what they call the code that they give to them for the APC. Egbekegbe, Tinubu and Shitima, right? They have been uploaded. And so are others who are going to be the APC candidates. With a weakest PDP, they've also managed to upload over 400 candidates for different positions, right, to contest in the election. But Bala Gombe, somebody who is not recognized by INEC, right, has been able to also upload the details of his own group too. And according to them, they said he's uploaded over 370 contestants in the election, where Chris Uba will be the presidential candidate of ADC. And another, the vice presidential candidate will be Shamsuddin Modibo Bakendo. So what does this mean for Atiku's ambition? So, I mean, what that appeal court said is simply to say all the actions taken by David Mark's group, the primaries they conducted, or every other actions they've taken, they are now null and void. So they would have to, mind you, the other case to check if the court had the jurisdiction to even hear the case that Bala brought against them before they gave the interim order that David Mark's group stupidly went on to go and appeal instead of them to just wait for 30 days for that interim order to lapse, and it would have had no effect on them at all. But they were rushed to go and do an appeal. When they went on appeal, the appeal courts validated the interim order. So it became a judgment that they went to Supreme Court. That was when the Supreme Court told them that, hey, they should return back to status quo antebellum or something, right? Now that one is to go back to the High Court. So at the High Court, they are yet to receive any determination on that suit. So they are now in the appeal court for another case that is attached to the validity of David Mark's group. Mind you, there's also another group, the Dumebika Chukwu's group. They are also in court. They too have conducted their own primaries at the blah, and they've chosen their own presidential candidate, vice presidential candidate, another candidate for their positions. So you have three groups fighting for who is to control ADC, and all of them, they are relying on the courts, especially the Atiku's side. They are relying on the courts. The court will decide. And when it comes to that same court, Wike, that just gave all these appeal court judges, Supreme Court justices, that just gave them mansions in Abuja, right? And one of his very useful kind of like a hand is this supposed judge that just delivered a judgment on to favor Bala Gombe. So, going forward, by the way, because I'm going to come back to that. Here is this is actually supposed to be like an a breaking news as well, right? After the release of the abducted school children in your states, that prompted the whole country and even people beyond the shores of Nigeria demanding for their release and all that. And then they were released, and more questions were being asked. What transpired? Could this have been politically motivated? Were some people behind this, rather than the terrorists that killed, beheaded two teachers or killed two teachers, as well as the deputy headmaster? So while these questions are raging, so today, Makinde received these rescued victims at the government house in Agodi in Oyo, also in Ibadan. That's Oyo State. And then the principal, Mrs. Alamu, who shared their harrowed experience, how that was something that you would probably never wish on your worst enemies, no matter what they did to you. Okay. Then the military guys who rescued them, right, also gave their own account on how they went about it and got these people saved, right? Makinde too. So immediately after they left, Makinde released a statement, kind of like to say he's calling on the United Nations and other bodies or external bodies to look into the abduction of these school children in Oyo State, meaning they, as a government, like Makinde as a government, or as governor, and then his government as a government, right? They are indirectly telling us that what happened in Oyo State is not typical of the terrorism that are being experienced in northern Nigeria. Political kind of like backing or so. That's what I think is pointing out. I'll show you that later. But first, let's hear all these experiences. First, when they return back to the government house this afternoon, and were received by, so they were led there by the military because they've been at the military hospital since their rescue. And then let's start with that.
Sir. Hey, don't push, don't push.
Please make way.
Ah, look at this small boy.
I mean, you know, they would never miss the opportunity of doing their usual photo op. But that's not why you are actually watching that. But look at the state of those children. 57 days in the forest, and all of that things they saw, they witnessed, endured. So Mrs. Alamo, the principal, said, or should I say, shared with us the harrowing experience of how they were being, when they were kidnapped, the day after they were kidnapped, and they killed that Mr. Oyedokun, the math teacher. And then they moved them again, then killed another teacher again. Why they did that? And at some point, yeah, I think you should watch it. Okay. And should I please warn you that in case if you feel a little bit distressed or something, you might just look away or reduce the volume or something. But hear this, because talking about it according to her in a later interview, said it should make somebody shiver. Right, talking about what they experienced. Then imagine experiencing it for real, watching a children, toddlers. You know, watch this.
A Friday that started well ended in chaos for us, and for 56 days we were in the bush. It was a harrowing experience, but we thank God for seeing us through. We had to go through a lot. One thing we believed was that Nigerians were praying for us. So many times they used fear to subdue us. At a point, they told us that the government would not be interested in our case again. But there are times that we had hope that we will all come out alive. Mr. Market was killed on the second day we got there, but killed on the first Sunday of June. The first Sunday of June. They killed them purposely because they felt that would force the hand of the government to give them whatever they want. They tried a lot, but we're so grateful that we have the government that thought much of us. It was until we got out that we discovered that the whole world was interested in our case. We thought we were a write-off. So all we want to say is thank you very much to everybody, especially the officers, the governor, the president, everyone that has been involved in this case. We have scars already. We believe with time we will heal. And we pray that those that lost their lives, the Lord will console the family. So on behalf of everyone, we are saying thank you from the depth of our hearts. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate all you have done, the efforts you have put in, so that we all can so much. May the Lord continue to bless you all.
Do you see how much she's emaciated? If you actually see a picture, what she was like before the abduction. It's a long story and sad one too. So I also have the clip of the soldiers, the guys who led the team, the leader of the team that actually rescued them, according to this speaker. So they shared with us what transpired and how they achieved the rescue in a way. We have it on authority, on a very good, reliable authority that things actually did change hands. And that's the reason why they couldn't, at this point, present to us any of these arrested terrorists. Were more. And I think that's also part of the reasons why Makinde, who seemed to be in the dark in all of this, is pure, like, it's obviously like in the dark. So his reaction then is that they will need an external investigation to what really happened in Oyo State. So if a governor who says, oh, they have been working with the federal government, they have been collaborating together in order to look for these people and bring them back home. The day they were going to be rescued, the governor of the state didn't even know such operation was taking place. It was in faraway Bauchi. He read the news like you and I. on social media, according to him, and then he rushed back. And at the point, he had no clue at all what transpired, what happened. So I think in the last few days, he's probably had more, he's got more information that got him a little bit worried that something is just not right. Again, here is the military guys who, or the spokesperson for the military guys who carried out the rescue. Listen.
I want to just put on record that on 15th of May, 2026, it was indeed a sad day for us and of course the whole people of Oyo State. It was sometime around 10:00 hours. We were conducting an event in the barracks, and I was called that something like that had happened. So we had to move in from all the troops that are close by to that area, and I and my team, we had to move from the barracks, and we drive with all the speed we could to get to those locations, and unfortunately they have gone deep into the forest. But we had to organize a search team immediately. We went in with some of the hunters, local vigilantes, and Omoteku. But nothing positive happened that day. The following day we continued, and because of the nature of the forest, how thick it is, we had drone teams, we have Nigerian Air Force following up. But in some of those areas, you can't even, if you are under that place, you can't see the rays of sunlight from those places. And the Air Force flew, they couldn't see anything. The drone team also flew. We didn't get anything from those things, and that was how we insisted on ground operation. It has to be ground, how to go deep into the forest. And it's during one of these operations that we lost the officer and the soldier that particular day, and some other ones wounded. One of them is actually serious because he has a broken hand due to gunshot wound. The operation continued, and we had to involve a lot of agents. Had to take over the whole operation completely from the garrison commander, because we had to now bring in troops and forces from different places providing intelligence, and I had to coordinate all these teams together. Let me just mention that we have teams from the special unit of the Office of the National Security. They have this National Counter-Terrorism Unit, a tactical team were there with us. We have Defense Headquarters Special Forces team. That particular team comprises of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, DSS, Civil Defense, National Intelligence Agency, and some other security agencies. They made up that Special Forces team. They came in large number with the main equipment and everything. And we have the Nigerian Police. Apart from those ones in those Special Forces, we have them. We came from Oyo State, DSS from Oyo. We have Nigerian Air Force in Oyo. And specifically from the Air Force, we had a special team from Kainji. That is where they have that tactical operations group with all their fighter aircraft. National intelligence agencies were part of it. We have troops from the Operation Savannah Shield in Kwara. We had to bring them in to do a kind of blocking force from that northern side of the state. And of course, other security agencies, we have the local vigilante, like His Excellency said, we lost a few of those hunters too, Amoteku, and the rest of the others. And by the grace of God, on the 10th of July, we successfully rescued the 44 of them. Like she has mentioned, we lost 2 of the teachers while in captivity. And of course, the reason for it, she mentioned, but I've always said that we will never yield to terrorist requests. We will not, and we will never do that. So the operation is a complex one. It lasted for more than a month, and it focused mainly the terrorist kingpins that masterminded the crime. We focused on also dismantling their network and cutting off their logistics and informants within OD, Park and the country. We had to go start looking for other members of the team and even members of their family outside of Oyo, Adamawa, Kano, different to get part of them. It was also what put further pressure on them, and we blocked. At the last phase of the operation that we had was blocking their major logistic hub, a town called Ashamu. We blocked the place, and it finally put pressure on them, and it was now they willing to release unconditionally. But we are not giving up on that. We say no, it's not about releasing. We must see to the end of the terrorists operating in that particular region. And of course, indeed, the whole part of the country. And to the glory of God, we have them here. And of course, like His Excellency said, we suffered casualties from the military. And unfortunately, the day we buried the officer, that morning we buried the officer, it was that finally rescued him. The officer was buried in Adamawa State. So we salute their ultimate, the sacrifice they paid, and their bravery will indeed never be forgotten. Today, we thank God we are here to hand over the principal, teachers, and the pupils from the schools in Oriri. I want to just put on record that
Sorry, I mean, is it just me that feels like that's more like a cock and bull story? I mean, we appreciate the fact that they put all that effort in to get the children out, okay? But that leaves more questions than answers. For example, with the whole contingent of trackers and all of that, they confirmed that some people were killed, which means the terrorists killed some of those who were tracking these children, Abi. That means they engaged them and killed some. They even killed a soldier that was later buried. So at what point did the Nigerian army identified the kidnappers, that they started identifying their families? And in all he said, he never said we neutralized 4 of them and we arrested 10 of them, nothing. But he went on to say they tracked their families. And when the terrorists realized that the Nigerian government, they have grabbed some of their families, that is when they now said they want to negotiate. And they said, no, it's not a matter of negotiation. So we destroyed all their network. We destroyed their supply, this and that. I don't know. Is it just me? No. Because that's a soldier, a major general. Major General Chinedu Unebeufe. There must be arrests. If they have engaged the security, the rescue team, killed a soldier, at that point, make it part of your report. Because, yeah, there are those who are not just going to take whatever they say on the face value or whatever it is, beyond the face value of it. They will ask questions. People like me will ask questions. Even though some will be like, well, they leave all of that one, let everybody move on. That one is, but if the military is saying that their intelligence identified the terrorist and they tracked their family members to Sokoto, to Kano, to everywhere, and then the terrorists realized that they've arrested their family members, that is when they now, like, what is the connection? You know, they usually say that the government will say, we know these boys, we know these terrorists. And some people will say that they know them. You know? Here, when some people are raising the concern that this whole thing could have some political undertone, it was so it was like people have no empathy, or such people have no empathy. But now, well, look at where this is headed now. Here is the Makinde's own response, looking at those rescued.
Of the government and the people of your state, say thank you to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for his support in seeing this through. Also, all the leadership of these security agencies in Nigeria, because quite frankly, I'm still short of words, because this has happened all over the country with its challenges. But when it came to Oyo State, it was totally different. The whole world rose, and in unison, they kept calling for the safe return of the teachers and the students, of the government and the people.
Well, the guy is in the dark. I mean, he's the state governor, okay? He's got his own security outfits that have also suffered greatly, like casualties greatly in the hands of these terrorists, not just with what happened in Orire or Esiele, right? Not just that. They have been battling with these armed terrorists up north of Oyo State. Over 200 Amotekun officers have been killed by a terrorist in Oyo State. So now Seyi Makinde is now believing that at this point, the international community, and I don't understand why every small thing, those who are in charge of government in Nigeria will be calling international community. The people they are governing, they will be calling on international community. And then when people say, maybe they should recolonize Nigeria and let international community run the place for you, they say, no, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. They all act like the country has become, they have become overwhelmed, right? By all of this, like they have become so overwhelmed. And sometimes acts like they are so arrogant to ask for help or more. Terrorists are going about with AK-47 in your states. Politicians are buying automatic rifles, weapons for political thugs, for elections. And somebody who is a state governor, who is getting his own security vote and the rest of that, will continue to actually talk like me and you in the face of this murderous terrorist. They are all the same. I understand some of the barriers, the legal lacunas about these roadblocks, whatever they call it, or stumbling blocks they put, on the road towards where people can, in fact, defend themselves, right? But that is something that you and I can debate and talk about. But when you are a state governor, at that point, you don't need international community in that sense. If you need, maybe you just want to be loud and let them know that something is happening in your place. And if there is any reason why you are unable to do your work, it is because the higher authority in your country is protecting the terrorist. So what happened? What is happening in your state? What is Makinde not really telling us? Here is a statement this evening.
The circumstances surrounding this incident are sufficiently grave and unusual to warrant independent scrutiny beyond our domestic institutions. I therefore, with a full sense of responsibility as the Executive Governor of Oyo State, call on the appropriate international human rights and accountability mechanisms, including those within the United Nations system, to closely examine the facts surrounding this abduction and the circumstances of its resolution. Such scrutiny is not intended to undermine our institutions. Rather, it is intended to reinforce public confidence that the truth will be established and that every person found to bear responsibility, regardless of office, influence, or affiliation, will be held accountable. Under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the primary responsibility for national security rests with the federal government and the security agencies under its command. The Nigerian people, therefore, deserve a full and transparent account of what happened, who was responsible, whether there were institutional failures, negligence, or collusion at any level, and what measures must now be taken to ensure that no community is ever subjected to such an ordeal again. This is not about politics. It is about justice for the victims, reassurance for our people, and restoring public confidence that every Nigerian child can go to school without fear.
I'm going to bring you the full broadcast at a later time. That's just a snippet from what he released, calling on independent bodies, right, to probe what happened in Oyo State. That the government of Tinubu shouldn't just make it about the headlines of, oh, they've been rescued, oh, Tinubu, yeah, they, the blood, that they can play the politics with that, okay? There should be accountability. I mean, listen to Mrs. Alamu, again, reliving her experience after meeting Makinde, by the way.
Close their mouth, tie it with clothes, and beat them very well. Then the men, they had it worse than us because they were blindfolded, handcuffed, and chained. All of them until they remained.
Was there any form of molestation on anybody?
Sexual molestation? No.
Mrs. Richard, what next for you? I mean, what's next for you? I know your husband can also wait to get you.
I want to see my husband. When I get home, I can think of everything. Definitely, it has to be something that will be good for me.
How do you constantly also text the children because they're kids? How were you able to cope?
We set them up. When we started, the first week, they were bringing biscuit for them, maybe to make them comfortable. But along the line, that stopped. Then we had to move from one point to another. That was a major problem we had. When the place is discovered, we have to move. And that starts around 7, 8 in the night. Sometimes we walk for 4 hours. That is most of the bruises you see on our body. Yes, yes. They carry the last 3: Salam, Waliyat, and testimony. The girls, my secondary school girls, will carry the first. The other ones, they have to walk. They fall sometimes. A lot.
How long did it take you on that day to navigate through that forest?
When we were taken, my car was used to convey us to a point. That was where we met the primary pupils and their teacher and the teacher. So we had to walk for about 1 hour. They brought bicycle machine and about 10 of them. So we were packed there. And we rode for more than 4 hours on charted paths, but they knew their way.
Madam, when you were released immediately, one of the first things you said was, where is my car, where is my office? Was there anything that was going on in your mind at that particular time that you wanted an answer to immediately? You want to share with us?
What actually happened? I thought they left the car there. The police would have towed the car to their office. But somebody showed me the car where it was burnt. And that was not the part we took. So I think they drove it to that point before it was touched. That was not the way we took it.
Will this impact on you negatively in any way as a teacher going forward?
Going to rural area take the case no. With time, I've worked for 28 years. So I have 4 years. With time, maybe I can get over it. But going that far, the distance between that place and the Dino shop is far already. So I sacrifice a lot when it comes to transportation. Now, coupled with this, I don't know what to happen.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Nigerian journalists. They were asking her that how long does she think that this is going to take her to get over? Get over what? Hey, I mean, she's going to have to actually live the trauma, possibly for the rest of her life. Maybe not as strong as it is presently, but for her to even come back, she would need a lot of help. First thing first, she can't go back to that job whatsoever. Like, that's her. And then the children individually, psychological, what do you call that? Psychological check and all of, okay, hang on. I think I have a caller. Let's see if that works. Hello.
Hey, hello, my Baba.
Baba, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, this is Ruben talking. So how is life? How is family?
Well, we thank God.
I'm fine. Oh,
thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate what you are doing, what you've been doing. It's only God that can reward you, but just a quick one. You see, you know the day this thing happened, I've already said something. If you remember, my name is Ruben. I said this is political stuff. You see, how can a whole governor that is collecting security vote every month be in the dark of what is going on in his own state? Who is going to believe that? Who do they think they are fooling? Who is going to believe all this? You see, and one thing I think you see all these Nigerian journalists and all of them, they are incompetent. I think they need to go and retrain them on how to interview. That one is aside. Why is it that only in Nigeria, if cultists, if they're being arrested, they will parade them? You will see all the media houses. They will put microphone into their mouth. Which group did you belong to? Are you Aye? Are you Aye? Are you Vikings? Are you this? Are you that? All these Yahoo boys, when they break into their house, and they arrest them, they will parade them. They will put handcuffs on their hand and their leg. They will be asking them questions. Why is it that when it comes to terrorists, kidnappers, okay, fine, you neutralize some of them, but you arrested some of them. Why can't you parade them online as well? Let us see them. We need to see their face. Interrogate them. Interview them publicly on TV.
Who is that
the way you are doing
leader? Who is that ISWAP leader in your prison that they said triggered this thing? Is he still in prison or they've released him?
Mayegu, you see, what we don't know is bigger than us.
I know.
What we don't know, even some of these governors, what they don't know is bigger than them. You see, Nigeria, all these terrorists, I can tell you this one for free. All our politicians, they know them.
Of course, I agree.
You see, you know the reason why I'm saying this. If you go and listen to Igbo's interview with one guy like that, Big T or Baba T or something, I don't know. You see, in as much as we are calling Igbo illiterate, that he didn't go to school, from his interview, he said one thing. He said if they are not stopping all this, it doesn't cost him. He will be mentioning all those terrorist sponsors one by one.
He said it.
For Igbo, he said it. Yeah. I don't know whether if you listen to that interview,
his interview on this platform too.
Yeah. Okay. If Igbo, that all of us we see as semi-illiterate or illiterate, will have that such information within. What are you telling me? Our governors, all of them, they don't know all these people. They know them. You see what is happening to Seyi Makinde is like when you are messing with the big boys and they just want to teach you the lesson of your life. That you see, you are messing with we big boys, but we're going to teach you lessons so that you know that we are the one running things. You don't know focus. You don't know anything. We will teach you lessons that you never forget in your life. Now, Tinubu now doesn't have anybody to run to. That's why he's called. Oh, Seyi Makinde, sorry, I keep saying Tinubu. Seyi Makinde doesn't have anybody to run to. That's why he's calling on all these
international communities.
International communities. That's why. You see, that international communities, they cannot do anything, Manyegun.
Nothing.
They cannot do anything. What can they do? Who is he? He's just the governor of his state. What can international body do without contacting Tinubu first? The number one man, Seyi Makinde is nobody, to be honest. He's just a state, he's just the governor of his state.
Well, he's more than that. It could be more than that in a situation like this. And guess what?
I know Mayegumbo. Okay. Yes. I know Mayegumbo. And at the same time, you see what I would tell Seyi Makinde, there's a lot of things on his plate. And they really need to be careful. I can tell you one thing for a fact. Yeah. If Tinubu should win in 2027, yeah, Seyi Makinde will be out of our way. I'm telling you right today, down. They will pick him up.
They will arrest him.
They will pick him up. He's going to be arrested. That's number one. He's going to be.
Well, anyway, I can't vouch for him anyway because I remember.
No, he can't escape it. He's not going to escape that. He's not going to escape it. He's going to be arrested.
Why would Tinubu want him arrested?
Okay. They will arrest him because there's a lot. If you remember, Fayose said something already. I think when they are still in power in government, they have this immunity. They can't be arrested or whatsoever. But as soon as they become like you and I, after their tenure, they can be picked up at any time.
That's right.
Fayose said something. You remember a couple of years back, Mayegun, there was a bomb blast in Bodija or Ikolaba in Ibadan.
Yeah, they saw the illegal miners stored the dynamite.
Illegal miners, exactly. Good. You remember Fayose came online to come and say, oh, Seyi Makinde received 30 billion, blah, 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 this, that. How did Fayose know all this? You see, those big boys that Seyi Makinde is messing with, right? They won't come for him. They won't face him one-on-one.
Now
they want to put him in darkness, but they will be sending people like Fayose or other people to go and be talking to him in parables, like coming outside to be releasing some of the secrets. Because how did Fayose know that maybe federal government they pay Seyi Makinde 30 billion?
Well, it's
during that black
information anyway.
Yeah, but there are certain things Fayose said that is even more deeply.
No, what Fayose was saying is that Seyi Makinde did not declare the money. The money is public knowledge, right? It was promised the 50 billion.
Yeah, I understand.
Right. It was promised 50 billion for the victims of that, right? And they released 34 billion or thereabouts, okay? But Makinde went back, okay, to go and arrange payment of compensation and then a renovation of the area and all of that. So to Makinde, they spent 14 billion. So that's what Fayose is now asking, that where is the remaining 20 billion? Because that particular money was meant for that particular incident. That's what Fayose is asking.
Okay,
it's not
why
didn't declare the full one, yeah.
Why is Fayose? Yeah, but why is Fayose coming out? But they all know the games they play.
They stole the money. That's the point.
They all, but they all, okay, when Fayose was there, he stole his money in Ekiti. Why is he coming for Seyi Makinde? He's being sent by somebody. That's number one. Then, I want people to be paying attention. Since that Ikolaba blast, yeah, they said they were mining something. You see, this is one thing about Nigeria that I don't like.
Okay.
In that incident, we don't know where that thing ended now. It's
they
just very
people now. Maybe you are the one not following it all that, but they haven't convicted anybody yet. But they are actually going to court.
People that they arrested, they were still not. How do we know that those are not the people that even those terrorists are actually looking for? It could be because that old national park, they said they were mining something there. Those people that were arrested during the blast
of different criminal activities. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You see, those guys behind the Ikolaba one now, the Ikolaba now, that blast that happened that year, those people who have been arrested, they were still on their case.
Yeah.
How are we not sure whether those are the people that these terrorists of national old or your part are referring to, that they should be released? It could be them. I don't know. Because they said behind that one that happened in the Kolaba, the man is actually from Cotonou or Republic of Benin. They said the man behind that one is from Republic of Benin. And you see the terrorists that kidnapped these teachers, when they were talking about where they're going to pay that 1 billion ransom to, they were giving one account from Republic of Benin. Are you joining everything together now? Yeah, because this is, you see, me, I work in the, government security sector in this country, so I know how to link something up. They said the man, because they said the man behind the Ikolaba blast, explosion, explosion is from Republic of Benin, right? And they said they've been arrested. Some of them have been picked up, but the one that happened at this or your national park, they were saying they should release some of the people that have been arrested, that have been locked up. Yeah, we don't know them. Now, and when it's time for them now, they say, oh, government should pay them 1 billion ransom. They were given an account linked to Republic of Benin. It's too straightforward.
That later now, they said they didn't ask for Sharia, they didn't ask for money, they didn't ask for weapon. They just
what do you expect? What do you expect? That they will be debunk that now. They will debunk that. Anyway, let me leave you to continue your.
I appreciated the conversation because it kind of like you broadening it. And some people will be like, no, we don't agree with that. Others will be like, okay, let's look into it. So thank you. Well, we'll keep the line open.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Yes, all right.
Yes, sir. So thank you. And mind you, here is the husband of Mrs. Alamu, Mr. Alamu, doing their own Thanksgiving that at least they are back, alive, safe, bless them. And today, Monday, the schools around Ogbomoso, they also added it to their morning devotion. This was a school. They returned the school children. That's them having the praise and worship, thanking God for bringing them back safe in a way. So I have a call on the line. I believe that's another Saolu from Canada. Is that you?
Yes, Olu from Canada.
How are you this afternoon?
Very good, Maigun. Yourself?
Well, not bad. Thanks for asking.
Thank you, Maigun. Thank you for everything that you're doing.
Thanks, Uba.
So, my own perspective tonight to the whole kidnap charade is the fact that I would say that number one, I don't blame Makinde for calling on international communities.
Okay.
He knows, I mean, if anybody would know the workings of governance, I mean, I would say he would be one of the people that would know the workings of government better than anybody else. And he knows what the power of the federal might is all about. I mean, he saw it happen to Fuba, and he knows, especially when you are in your position in the climb like that contact, that shito called Nigeria. So he knows exactly what the opposition is all about. I mean,
it doesn't take them much to conspire state of emergency and get rid of him.
That's right. And then the second thing again is that he knows that all of the paraphernalia of government that would investigate such matters are controlled by the president. So, I mean, I disagree with the last caller. The last caller proposed to talk like everything is normal, like whatever is happening is normal. Fayoshe came out the other time. Those analyses are just false. He's giving analysis based on what they want us to perceive. But we all know that those pictures they are portraying are false analysis. We know Fayoshe is coming out as an attack bulldog to pull him down. And we know why Makinde is being attacked. Because Makinde supported Tinubu's first time ambition. But we know there was a falling out, and now we know why he's being why they are going after him. But very importantly,
is that not too much? Using the children as the bait for their
That's right. But more importantly, is this the way people with brains play politics in their country? People in a sane, civilized society, Even in states where the government wants to control in a police state, I've never seen this kind of a situation happen where they use their own children as pawns against political opponents. I mean, this is just incredible. I mean, this is just something unfathomable, where you will use children for over 2 months in the forest, and one of them died. And 2 people beheaded, and the other adults involved. I mean, this is just, and you are playing politics with this kind of a situation.
That should come with consequences. Let's now even just say for a second, Tinubu is a real human being, all right? And is the president of the country. Let's say he would not possibly, with his mind intact, right? It would not possibly endorse a political arrangement where they have to organize kidnapping school children. Let's give him that benefit of the doubt, okay? Now, as somebody who is a leader of a country, Tinubu himself shouldn't be interested in what happened in Oyo.
Of course, he should be.
Like every other place that you have had this same incident, should the president not be interested in what happened?
And that was why, in one of the times that I called earlier on, when all of this was going on, I called out Sunday Igboho for trying to meddle in the affairs of the whole situation, trying to play politics. It was the mannerism of the politics he was trying to. It was being used as a pawn. I don't know. Time will tell us what level of involvement everybody is in this situation. Time will tell and reveal the whole situation. We don't know what level of involvement. We will know if it was actually a part of all of this script acting that they all played out. How would the president give authorization to a vigilante group when you have army, you have special squad in the police, special squad in the army, special squad in the navy? You have all the paraphernalia of government. You can send it to Benin Republic, you can send it to Chad, you can send it to Niger, and you are sending the vigilante to go and rescue children with guns. And let's say for AK-47 pointing on their head. I mean, they turned that place into a mafia state. I mean, I don't know what. I mean, it's just unfathomable what they are going through there. I mean, it's just God help us from the hands of that.
Let me take another one, okay? Yeah, you have a very
Thank you,
good
my
evening. This one is like a +234. We have a caller from Nigeria. Hello.
Oh, Mr. Mayegu.
Yes, sir.
I've been trying to reach you all this while for a very long time.
I'm so glad that you finally made it, Baba.
Thank you very much. Let me appreciate you for all you do.
Thank you.
But before I continue, I'm calling from Canada. I live in Canada. So
It's a decoy. Okay, please go on.
So this is we need to, we don't just bring out numbers like that.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Please.
I just want to say thank you for everything you do, for being a voice to the voiceless, especially those in Nigeria. I do watch your program. I follow you every time. I see what you do. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
man. But every day I keep thinking, how do we get these criminals out? How do we do it? Because that country, we need to save that country. The people are suffering. People are suffering, honestly speaking. I don't know. Each time I ask myself, how did we get here? How did we get here? How? I keep asking myself that the worst of us are the ones leading Nigerians. How did we get it wrong? And all this has been since, if you watch the set of people that still run Nigeria till today, the set from those 1966 school and everything, whatever, till today, they don't want to retire. They don't want to give these people breathing space.
I mean, can we
look at other countries are doing great
anymore, Baba? When those who did June 12th, now NECO people, they are the one in power now.
But for me, I count all of them as the same.
That is
I
the point.
count all of them as the same. I didn't separate them because those NECO people you're talking about, right? They work with those same people as well now. They were all together now.
Yeah, they are partners, of course.
They're all the same. They were only just saying because even the disagreement between them that time, because they weren't getting enough.
I agree.
They were fighting. They were fighting themselves because this way they weren't getting enough what they were supposed to get. That's why you see those crumbling, everything they were. But they are all the same. They are still the same people that have held that country now in date.
You know, one thing I usually ask myself, right? And I want you to speak to this as well, right? Is that you see those people who died, okay, fighting for democracy in quotes, and the characters we see today, who were the champions, the opposition then say democracy. Do you think if those people have an opportunity of looking at Nigeria 27 years after that democracy, they died before it happened, right? Now they look back and be like, do you think they will actually be proud of themselves, like they died for something that actually made Nigeria almost worse?
You see the question you just asked. That's the same question I do ask.
Because people died.
I do ask that question every day. That's the
fight for democracy.
Okay. If you see, because that's why I said, because even the way things are going now, I'm even thinking things might even be worse.
Yeah.
Except the Nigerians who owns the country, the Nigerians, the people, they get up and start demanding for what belongs to them.
Well, they can only do the election now, but they've messed up the election system.
Okay. Let's be honest. Me and you now that live in Western world, we see the way things are done. If the government today bring out policies that do not favor the citizens, what do they do? Well, you see them on the street, right?
Everywhere. Yeah.
Everywhere. Before you know, that policy will be reversed. Okay, I'll give an example now. In the UK, where you based as well, because I follow most of the news as well. Your current prime minister, I think there were some policies he brought out. But when the people started calling for his head,
of his own political
this policy you brought out, But he reversed his policy. But now, the same person now, I think they've asked him to leave. They've asked him to resign.
He's going to officially leave
in
the next few weeks.
So, thank you. So now you can see what we're talking about because the people are in charge. The people that sent him there are not telling him now that, no, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You cannot do the job. We need you to go away from there. And he has to obey.
But there's one factor you're likely missing here too. Institutions.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
in this country, you're correct on that area as well, because
right,
we do not have strong institutions as well.
They have powerful institutions.
Uh-huh. So that's why you see what I keep thinking as well, that I feel that even the people themselves are not educated enough. And that country needs education. A country that has no history, they don't teach history, is not in their curriculum. They don't teach history. They don't know a lot of, like I said to you, even where we live today, there are stations dedicated for World War II, which they keep replaying every day. I believe you know what happened, how it happened. That is a 24-hour stations or whatever. Yep. You know, it's like so that people can learn that war is not what you think. And from there, you see the people that learn
for it all.
Uh-huh. So you see what we were saying. But that's the question for me. I still keep asking myself in today, how did we get here? How did we? And what can we do to save ourselves from these people? These people they don't damage enough to that country. If you see, like you said, the destiny these people have destroyed in that country is even till today. It's like they do whatever they do whatever they like, and they feel that nobody can talk to them, nobody can question them. Look at what is even going on now. Even the court is nothing to. I don't. Because I'm just being careful with my words.
I understand.
Look at is it the court you want to talk about? The court is like a button. They control the courts. It's like they tell the court go here, the court will go. You see what is going on. The court is not even independent. They cannot give a judgment that a real judgment.
Thank you very much for actually stopping by. Okay, let me take.
I appreciate you. Thank you for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I've got another lady on the line. How are you doing, ma'am? Oh, hang on. Now we might actually. Somehow you are not connected directly to our audio, so we might need to try that again. Do you want to? Sorry. Yeah, sometimes the Bluetooth or whatever it is, connection just loses own grip, but not this time. Hello. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mayugo.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm good. How about yourself?
Well, very well, ma'am. Thank you for asking.
What is Makinde trying to tell us? Because I'm tired of these insinuations and parables. If he has any evidence to show us that the federal government is involved in this, he can just come out and tell us.
Abi?
All this, just throwing the seed of doubt out there, I see it more as like a deflection. Because I'm not going to absolve him from this whole situation. Yeah. Because my thing is, when they have abducted these people, you came out and say it was because you announced that you're going to be running for presidency.
Yes.
How does that even
the first person
correlate?
To criticize it, unfortunately.
Exactly. What is the connection there? To me, I still don't understand it. Because you are not even a strong opposition. Abi, if they conducted the presidential election, even without this kidnap, do you think that Makinde can win?
I don't think so.
So what is that thing that will make them want to
now? If Tinubu has already permitted how he's going to clear Yoruba land, the Makinde is there.
Yeah, but
that could be something.
You realize that? You really realize that the crime of terrorism, kidnapping, that those are federal crimes.
Yeah.
It reflects more on the federal government than the state too.
I agree.
Especially in a country like ours, where all our security forces are centralized. So if there's a kidnap anywhere in Nigeria, it is Tinubu that is going to be blamed for it.
Yes.
How did they get Jonathan out of the place? Is that not what they used?
Because of the same insecurity.
Yeah. And it happened in one state. But Jonathan was the one that paid the price for it now. Because it's the federal government that failed to do something. So Makinde coming out to making it like it was because of him. And I'm beginning to wonder that, what does he know?
Can
he also be involved in this?
I have no idea what's going on. It's like I'm seeing him as you and me. That if we probably relax more, maybe we even know more than him. The way he's acting.
Yeah.
All right. But I agree with you.
But how are we even sure that he's not also involved in his people are not behind this thing? How are we sure? You understand? So, because if you see how this all things transpired, at the beginning they were not. It wasn't cooperating with them.
Right.
That people were, shouting. Then there was a time that he put curfew in place.
He did.
When they were looking for these people. So how are we not even sure that it's not his people now that are behind this thing?
That one is going to be like you opening a completely new vista.
Yeah, as we are looking in, we should be looking in both directions. I'm sorry.
I think I'm going to agree with it and say, okay, if we have to use your own templates, that maybe they did this because you want to be president. What if you are the one who did it? So that you knew already that we're going to blame them, so that then we can say it is to favor your own president. It's crazy, Sha. All of this, so
it is. If you're going to be putting conspiracy, but then we should be looking at you too. Because if we are looking in the direction of the federal government, because one of his boys said that they brought people out from jail to work for them during an election, and then they returned the people back to prison after they work for them. So somebody that can do that, can he not also do this? So why are you personalizing it?
But it's somebody like Tinubu as well. But anyway, like the president of the country at this point.
Right? I know, but if you have the facts, bring it out. We don't want all these parables. We don't want all that parables. If if there are evidence that you have, let the people know what happened.
So because at this
don't
point,
just be suggesting.
Abi?
Yeah. So both of you failed. You failed. The federal government failed, as far as I'm concerned, because you people are using this kidnapping for political gains, and please, there are people's lives are involved in this thing. Can you not involve people in your machination to get to office? You've already taken everything away from the people. Don't take their lives too.
We are begging.
So all these things they're coming out, and if he has strong evidence against this federal government, he needs to come out and tell the world.
To do so.
This is how it happened. Even if you have to sue them to courts, in international courts, do that.
I mean, as a state governor at this point, you don't even have anything to lose anymore. You're already spending your last months in the office.
Exactly.
Call a press conference, release some verifiable, factual data, information that even the federal government of Nigeria would have to find a way to defend themselves. Because you know that whatever
because
you have,
apparently
the
the way he's talking, he knows the people behind this thing. So come out and say it. You know.
Right. Thank you. Let's
let's
go to another thing, right? This time around it is Devolumai who has decided to reply Obi. Remember, Devolumai said Obi criticizing Tinubu every now and then, right? Is becoming lame. Okay, that Peter Obi should rather face him. He would rather debate Peter Obi than for Peter Obi to even that Peter Obi is lower to Tinubu's brain and all of that. So Devolumai wants to defend Tinubu, right? For with Obi. So he said, Obi said, for somebody like a Devolumai to have a chance of debating with him, he would need to be a presidential candidate of a major political party, but else Obi would rather debate the guy, Koolu. And in response, right, Professor in practice, Devolumai, had this to say.
I'm happy with what they're doing. That's why when I asked my brother, His Excellency Peter Obi, for debate on what I'm doing, he said I'm not a presidential candidate. I've told him that I'm on the ballot. When President Bala Tinubu is on the ballot, I'm on the ballot. Because I don't want this project to stop. I want it to be completed. So I want, all of us together to win with President Bala Tinubu so that he can this thing. And I don't know what is, the big deal about being a presidential, candidate. Why there are presidential candidates, there are also presidential candidates. I don't know what, he thinks that talking about, first 11 and second 11, I belong a little bit higher than what he belongs to, by reason of what I'm doing and what God has used my hands to achieve. So to be a presidential candidate is not an achievement. And if he goes to a site that is under construction like this place, and you stand and say the road is bad, what were you doing? It's a stone throw, a stone throw to your own distance. And it's been there, for over 20 years. So you now, like the tortoise that's been in a, shit house until the day is to be released. And they say, please release me because, shit is almost killing me. And that is, his position. So I don't need to be a presidential candidate to educate you as a professor in infrastructure, educate you, His Excellency Peter Obi, on, infrastructure, as regards to what President Bala is doing. You cannot come to, Summit Junction to the Old Head Bridge, and you stood on a point that has been cleared. All we did is to shut down one carriageway, and then we now, we did the second carriageway and deploy it, we did it on concrete and deploy it. And then the contractor is to turn Heartland to come and so you went there and stood. So it's comedy, it's comedy, stroke content curation and AI politics. So I'm still ready. And unless if you are, His Excellency Peter Obi, I will not debate with any other person.
It is smoke Igbo. It is taking them.
A complete joke. Devolumai. When Tinubu is out of power, not when Tinubu loses in 2027. Okay, if he's out of power, there are two prominent fall guys that are currently dragging the #1 position. Which one will take first? Like that of Emefiole, right? Emefiole is the fall guy. They permutated that they had to stop Koolu by all means. So Emefiole came up with an idea. If Koolu had stashed billions or trillions of naira somewhere for his presidential election, and he kept bragging that whatever money cannot do, more money will do it, right? Then let's make that money useless for him. In that process is the policy of naira change of color and the rubbish they put out today, right? So when they lost out and Koolu became the president, Emefiole is the fall guy for all they did during Boko Haram's time. You see this Devolumai, Yeah. The Minister of Coastal Road. Hi. And listen, just so you know, okay, he's defending his own pot of stew. And I probably respect that. I respect his also. Not out of real respect per se. I mean, he's loyal to his also. He would do everything and anything and all that to ensure that Tinubu retain power. Because if Tinubu is out of power, he's out of favor and a lot can happen. Do you get what I mean? So here, the same devil woman.
So we lift our holy hands in one accord, singing, blessed be thy name, blessed be thy name, blessed be the name of the Lord. You are worthy. You are worthy. King of kings, Lord of lords. You are worthy. Worthy. You are worthy.
Pastor, oko ọlọ́pàá ń ṣọ́ pastor. Àwọn ọmọjọ sticker ló ń ṣọ́ wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dídá o, ìpápá ẹ̀dá rin. Jẹ́ ká wà ní báàbù tó ń jẹ. Kò jẹ́ gbèsè àgbẹ̀tọ̀ àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòyí àárín. Mo mọ̀ ní pé wà nínú báàbù pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí ló lò. Ìwọ má dídá ayé bàjẹ́.
Now, so this guy built an airport, okay, that no plane flies to except himself and his friend. Then he installed his own stooge as governor. They call that one Francisca, okay? Yeah, you will never hear him or see him and all that, okay? But he's the governor of Ebonyi State. He constructed a flyover that no car drives on, just to nowhere. And all of these fancy projects are they are just like maybe is engineering, kind of like a school project. Okay. However, the airport he constructed is practically like airport and seaport. It's always flooded. So nobody goes there. And then now he's constructing 750 kilometers of a coastal road, which he brags a lot about. They've been at it for nearly 2 years now, okay? But they've only been able to, to at least visibly complete 44 kilometers of that, okay? And he believes that they have to continue the project till 2031, even though their duration says they wanted to complete it in 2028, but they've only done less than 2% of the project. But it talks a lot. Yeah. So when that time comes, right, all the trillions, everything that passed through his hand, he will be their fall guy. You will read a lot about him, just like Wiki. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting that long, right? Hello.
It's all right. It's all right, Mayagu.
How are you?
Mayagu, you said it all about Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi will be another former CBN governor. I think his time in prison will be so long, because and when you watch closely to Dave Umahi, he plays God. He's trying to show that he is too much. He can do. Dave Umahi, I said it on your program platform before. Dave Umahi is brutal more than Wike.
Tell me about him.
Dave Umahi is brutal more than Wike, and it's complex. It's complex. He's feel inferior, and whenever somebody feels that way, he can do anything. He can kill, he can unalive people, and you can see his record.
He did. Have you forgotten that they promised that he was going to be the Igbo president? under after
that's what I'm telling you.
Remember,
listen to him. He said to be a presidential candidate is he achievement, but he was fighting P2B because Atiku took P2B as a deputy. He started talking anyhow. And to be a presidential candidate is not a achievement, but Wike was caused trouble, and Wike made call. Wike was crying just to be a deputy, So leave these people. The only people I blame is Nigerians that love life so much, and they love life, and they also in the same time throws the life away, because nobody. We are just lucky we are out here, and we are also in punishment because we feel home. We think about home because we cannot live alone, because we have some members of our family still living over there. So we are sort of like living abroad. We are living in like prisoners. Not that we don't eat, not that we don't have good life, good health, what they don't have there. But we always think about them because our family, our loved ones are there. And those are our loved ones that are there. They love life so much, and they are also throwing their lives away, because if they want to change that place, somebody like Dave Umai cannot circle people like this praising God. What is he praising God for? Like you said it. You said everything. He built an airport. Nobody will use this airport. People are using it for prayer warrior. Prayer said, look at the flyover. Yeah. Nobody's using the flyover, and even built cage. He only did arc over the flyovers. Look at who he chose as a governor for a boy state. The day that guy had his birthday, he was dancing like a baby in front of Dave Umai. Dancing more than, it's like Dave Umai is the one having to celebrate it instead of him. He was dancing. I saw his convoy. They were beating people on the street. Look at. See, so I blame Nigerians for letting them do all they are doing, but I'm not talking about them. There's things I saw on that kidnapping stuff. I don't know if you can go back and watch the video and their pictures. There's one woman there. She's holding her telephone in her hand. So 56 days. We know how all the accounts, people are coming out to talk about their experience in kidnappers den. It's horrible. But I saw one after 56 days still have telephone in her hand. Then when you look at those children we are looking at people they kept somewhere, giving them good food. I saw that woman macheted, but that woman, yes, but that woman looking that way, she's an adult. She will be thinking, she wants to go home. Like the other lady that called said, they have to come and tell us the truth, what happened. Even the general that was saying all those things, that general, they should come and tell us. This woman.
Are you referring to this image on your screen?
Yes, exactly. You see, how can she be having her telephone for 56 days? And how can do you think that the kidnappers will let her have her telephone? They should tell us the truth. What happened with this kidnapping stuff? Like the lady said, they are just playing with the life of poor people in Nigeria. And they are already rich. They can never be hungry anymore. They can never suffer anymore. Like I used to tell people, when you look at this guy's age, why are they keeping 1 trillion for? What are they going to use it for? They have good houses. They have good cars. Their children are living good. But they are still stealing like 1 trillion, 100 billion, 200 billion. What are they going to use that money for, Mayegu, for crying out loud? When you look at, normally 1 million naira, if you are spending it 50 naira every day, when you have everything, you will spend it in 55 years. Talk about 1 billion naira. And these guys, they have this money. And what are they using this money for? Look at everywhere in Nigeria dirty. Look at people suffering, and they're still using people's life. Look at attack yesterday. One white guy came out on television. He mentioned Oturupo. He mentioned intelligence. They are guarding all those places they attacked yesterday. And still, after 3 weeks, the Nigerian military and police, they kept quiet. These people still went there and killed people. Kill 18 people there. So what's the gain? The people of Nigeria will say we are gaining as a citizens of Nigeria. When this little circle that up this morning, they are still taking the life of people. Nigeria, you see, there's one clip I saw in Aba. Just Aba people, they just saw this stone Julius Berger people used to drop. When they came and dropped that stone at this Aba Port Harcourt Express Road, people were jubilating. So what Nigerians don't need much from these people, but why are they still taking Nigerians' life for politics? They know they can do anything. They have the judiciary, they have the Senate, they have everything. Why are they still using ordinary people to play this politics, Mayego? That's where it hurts me so much. So why? Look at North, they kidnap people, they kill him everywhere. Why are they still doing this? Since they can write results, they can do anything. Why are they still killing people? Thank you, Mayego. It hurts me so much.
I mean, thank you so much. Right. Okay, you have a good evening, right? So many questions, and the more they try to answer some of them, the more questions you have to ask them, because there's always something that feels like there's a cover-up. Hidi Odikalu is a lawyer. He's back to Nigeria, especially for being away for so long, being one of those being targeted by El Rufai, the Kaduna Little Finger. So he returned back to Nigeria, and he was a guest on Shewun's mic on a program. And I was talking about their state police, because that's another thing they are trying to make people see, that the state police is going to come and protect us. State police is going to complement the military. The state police is going to stop the advancement of terrorism. There are others who believe that the state police are actually planning to create is part of their two being put together towards 2027. That's scary. And there is more, especially on that year 2027 and insecurity. So straight from Shewun's mic's on, and the credit goes to that platform. So you can watch the full conversation after this.
So simply, you're going to have official criminals mounting policing structure around favored people, their own persons, for the purpose of the election, for their own purpose, to achieving their own purpose.
Quite precisely, yes. And I'm not saying this because I have a fertile imagination, which I don't. I'm saying that this has precedent in Nigeria, and it is quite well documented in official records of the Nigerian state in the Cabinet Office. And this is validated not just by the MD Yusuf Presidential Commission on Police Reform. Go and read the Pari Asayinde report in 2012 as well. So the problem we've got is fairly fundamental. And anybody who is trying to deny it is either being dishonest or wants to mislead the country.
In science, this is the point where you put equals to the equals to symbol, which we then say on all of these, not really hypotheses, and all of these arithmetic that is going on, what this could lead to is a rigged election in 2027. Is that right?
Well, the fact of the matter is this: election rigging. People will tell you election rigging did not start now, and it will not end in 2027. Okay, but the trajectory of what could happen in 2027 is fairly well predictable, right?
What is it looking like?
Look, INEC does not have to go through the charade of an election. They can write results.
Does it look like they will write 2027 result?
I just told you what it's looking like from where I am sitting. INEC does not have to go through the charade of an election. They can just write up results.
They don't have the capacity for a fair election?
INEC has not shown that it is in... The INEC under current leadership has not shown that it is interested in elections that are credible. And again, you don't have to look beyond the FCT elections. you live in the FCT, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
At least at the moment.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you then, as a voter in the FCT, you enjoyed the FCT elections, didn't you?
I didn't vote, actually. In the FCT election, I was in the studio covering the elections.
And what you saw really reassured you that the elections in the FCT were very credible, didn't they?
Mm.
You don't have to say more.
So the reason why I asked you that question is your warning that do not do this as we are in an election period. And you reference what the warning or the fear that was established in the MD Yusuf report. And it means that if we're in an election period and in quote, criminals are about to be unleashed officially on the society in an election period.
And you're talking of insecurity.
And you're talking about insecurity.
Then you're not interested in addressing the insecurity.
So what would you say could be the best way to approach this?
Now, can we step back a little?
Absolutely.
And just discuss this as citizens?
Mm-hmm.
And, think about our basic civics lessons. What does the police do? What is the first role of the police in any society? It is law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not?
Yeah.
It is the protection of communities. Now, why are we having a conversation about state policing in the context of the governors as chief security officers of the state? The governor is not the chief law enforcement officer of the state. He's the chief security officer of the state. And again, I'm saying this really for the benefit of young people in Nigeria. I'm no longer that young. Right? Now,
even with your looks,
I'm no longer that young. Now, if we go back in Nigeria, this Nigeria that we have at the moment, the police does not do internal security. The entity that constitutionally and statutorily has responsibility for internal security is the State Security Service under Section 2 of the National Security Agencies Act of 1986.
Legally speaking.
Constitutionally speaking, because the National Security Agencies Act is doubly entrenched in Section 315 of the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot amend it except by the procedure provided for the amendment of the amendment section of the Constitution.
Yeah. Which is a very rigorous process.
Which is extraordinary. It's an extraordinary procedure.
And I'm not sure it has ever been amended since the Constitution was formed.
Precisely. So, that's the first thing. It is the SSS that is constitutionally charged with the protection of the internal security of the country. The SSS under the National Security Agencies Act is directly commanded and controlled by Mr. President. That's number one. Secondly, in 2018, when General Dambazao was Interior Minister, he went to the National Defense College in Abuja to address that year's cohort of the National Defense College. And he laid out a new doctrine for the security situation that we had in the country. And he called it MOOTW, Military Operations Other Than War. I am quoting. And if you want, after this program, I'll send you the paper. It's a classified paper that he delivered at the Defense College. And in that paper, General Dambazao said that internal law enforcement in Nigeria was now under the control of the armed forces who were present in all the states of the Federation, because the situation we find ourselves in is a situation of MOOTW, Military Operations Other Than War. And therefore, the police were to operate as subsidiary to the armed forces. Why am I saying this? Because it means, now, the army is under the command and control of whom? The commander-in-chief. Who is whom? Mr. President. So, we now have a situation in which, as a result of operational imperatives, number one, constitutionally, internal security is outside the control of governors. Number two, operationally, internal security and law enforcement has the primacy over those questions of internal security and law enforcement have been transferred to the army, both of whom are under the president. And the governors are therefore looking for control of something that is going to give them political leverage in their respective territories. What is that now? State police. We have precedent in this. Anambra State, 2001. In 2001, the Anambra State governor then was a man called Chinwoke Mbadinuju. He's now dead.
Yeah.
He believed, as a result of a context I'm not going to go into here now, that he did not have sufficient control over the police in the state. And they suggested to him that, given the example in Benue State, he had an opportunity to create his own vigilante framework. And so he enacted the Anambra State Vigilante Services Law. He enacted it into law and then used it to create something called the Bakassi, which you may have heard of.
Of course.
Bakassi then went on to wreak the most spectacularly extraordinary reign of vehement vengeance in Anambra State that the state is still struggling to recover from 25 years later. And so this idea of state governors looking to control and leverage their own militias, now the only difference is what? That all these state governor-controlled militias will be in uniform and they will be properly
armed. You should take a big breath to understand all of that he just unloaded. One of my callers tonight probed the roles of the governors. So technically, except for the political leverage, right, for a chance of using the security forces to as a political advantage, they've got no real control for real. I mean, the idea of this security vote money that runs into hundreds of billions of naira that these guys are taking out yearly, right, is also very much like so corrupt, because technically their money is just like a free money that they shared in the name of security. The security apparatus of the country, as structured, gives the president so much power and so much resources that if he failed to have the political will to use them, right, you can't shift that responsibility to someone else. Institutional, institutional destruction, which is what Nigeria is currently suffering from. The army have technically taken the role of internal security in Nigeria, and Nigerians don't even know. That is why they said, you see, your army, your military, they are basically there to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. That is in time of war or natural disasters too. That's when you see the military come out to do their thing. They have no business with the internal security. That is mainly the police business. And you see that police is so huge. You have heard about police in the UK, at least you've seen movies, right? You hear about the MI6, the MI5, and all of this classification of the police department in the UK. They all have different roles they are playing in the everyday living of us in this country. So if something happens here, the part of police will come in. If that one happened there, or the SWAT part of the police will attend to it. Or if this one happened there, the social security part of the police will attend. You know, that kind of a way. That segment of the country is handled when it comes to that internal security. But hey, they said there is a law that ordinarily gives the internal security of Nigeria the control of that, or responsibility of that, to the SSS, State Security Service. Their job is to ensure that anything that could possibly cause any form of insecurity, whether it is crime or that, at some scale, right? They are meant to discover them before they even happen. That's their job. And once they know that, then the people that will then go out to what do you call that thing again? To carry out maybe arrest and the rest of it is the police. They are the ones who would then go out to implement this particular your law. So they will they have the power to arrest, the power to prosecute, and they have the laws to back them up. But no, the political class behind the scene classified information or something, right? They decided to change that. They switched the internal security to the responsibility of the army. And that is why any small thing, you will see the military. Any small thing, they will move the army there. And you're wondering, like, what about the police? So the police have now been made subsidiary, like secondary to them. In that sense, the police in Nigeria has become just purely like, willing to, like, useless. They are not allowed to carry out their own constitutional responsibility because some people have used their power to change that. And why did they do that? They did so under Bokwari because they wanted, they were scared of maybe there would be a military coup or anything like that. So they can easily just use the military instead of relying on the police. So they will rely on this, their own military. And because of that, because of Bokwari's regime, they decided to use Nigerian military to protect their regime. So if you protested, the military will be moved out. And they are there to shoot at you. People trained you to fight war, right? They are now being used to suppress and oppress the citizens. Because, by the way, they changed it up there without your consent, without you even being aware. Then they are preparing for your next election, which ordinarily itself, according to that speaker, right? It's just pure waste of time. Why do they want to waste everybody's time? Okay, this whole thing is just their plot towards their 2027. So why can't they just go ahead and then coronate Koolu, save everybody's time? Here at the Shitty Boys movement, having their own little meetings, okay, on how they should approach you to vote for Koolu going forward.
It is very key for 2027 election. As such, I'll tell you that every person is very important. Let's take the message to the polling units, to all the NECs and CREM. Now we're doing voters registration. As city boys or city girls or city women and men movement, please let's go and ensure. Use your resources. City boy movement is rich. Go to INEC. Take them to the grassroots to register. All of us want President Bola Tinubu to return back to the villa next year, inshallah. It's not by praise singing, it's not by clapping, it's not by storytelling, it's by action and walking. We all have to walk. Party is supreme, Mr. Lawrence. Without party, we won't have the president. And that's why party, you're complementing what the party is doing. We appreciate the network at which the City Boy movement has. But the people are the ones that determine who wins an election. So we want you to take the message. Don't say your City Boy movement, you're too big. Beg people, lobby people, negotiate, and ensure you get the vote. Tax your movement. Tax your members. Give them number of votes that you're expecting. You can do a SWOT analysis now and within your members and know how many votes you are expecting in the FCT. I am very particular about FCT because our elections are not the same like other states. FCT is independent minded. FCT has a very dynamic way at which we do elections. So please, let's not sit down and say we are government in power. No, please let's beg people. Let's talk to people. If they give you anything to share, I beg you, forget about yourself now. Give it to the people.
That's the message. If they give you money to share, please share it, okay? And they know that they are not going to share any money. Yeah, everybody wants to cash out. And they want to do so by creating different groups. Once your group is identified, you may get some money. And once you get the money, the job is that you should go and use the money to talk to people, bribe them, give this, and tell them that Tinubu is doing fine. Everything is fine. And you're going to see a lot of that. by the way, you are. So, for those of you who are looking forward to collecting money from them for 2027, especially those of you who are like a parent, right? I hope you have heard that they are planning to increase the WAEC and NECO fee from next year. They're going to increase it from 27,000 naira now to 50,000 naira and above from next year. And that one seemed to have generated a lot of reactions in a way that people are even playing Tinubu's video, the 2022 video, where he said,
Your children's West Africa examination fee is paid by us. Yes. So that no one, no matter how poor, is left behind. The symbol of our party is broom. The symbol of my cap is breaking shackles of poverty. You break the shackle of poverty. You break the shackle of ignorance. Inequality. You broke the party and the shackle of lending. We need stability in the country. We need peace. Peace and stoppage of banditry is extremely important because women are the first 50, the most vulnerable victims of banditry, violence, and instability. And without peace and stability, we cannot build a nation as rapid as we want. APC is progressive, and that is where you should stay. That is where you should mobilize. And we will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
I mean, these guys have gotten away with a lot, by the way. And today they are doing the 1 year remembrance of Bokwari. Yeah, they are doing a year remembrance of him. And some of those is foot soldiers, those old faces, like Layamo. They were all there to sing his praises. And then just something like this.
PMB's warm and affable personality made him highly respected and admired by his fellow leaders around the world. On assumption of office in 2015, PMB enunciated a 3-point agenda, namely securing the nation, revamping the economy, and tackling corruption. These also underpinned his foreign policy thrust. As regards security, he immediately visited all the neighboring countries with the aim of ensuring that they were all on the same page in the fight against terrorism.
As governor of Borno State, I had the privilege of working closely with him over several years. I witnessed a leader who listened attentively, understood the realities on the ground, and consistently demonstrated genuine concern for the welfare of our people. Every engagement with him reinforced his commitment to ensuring that Borno and the entire Northeast emerge stronger from the devastation of insurgency.
As we gathered here today to honor a leader who deeply believed in the unity and prosperity of Nigeria and did his utmost to achieve those laudable national interests, we recall his love for the poor and those at the lower end of the income strata. His politics resonate with a consistent message that we must find a way of ensuring that everyone is included. That is why he supported many programs which are designed to alleviate poverty, generate inclusivity, and build a greater Nigeria.
He was a leader who constantly prioritized empathy, compassion, and the fundamental well-being of others in every action he took. For me, his demise remains a deeply personal loss. With his passing, I did not just lose a leader and a boss. I lost a mentor, a pillar of support, and a father figure.
As we commemorate this solemn anniversary, I join millions of Nigerians in honoring a statesman whose life was devoted to the service of our nation.
Possibly one Shiiri. I mean, they are talking about Bokwari. The Borno governor said Bokwari left Borno state stronger. Hey, Bokwari met Boko Haram in Borno, northeast of Nigeria, northeast too. And then by the time Bokwari was done, more than 70% of the country has been engulfed with different terror groups, including the Fulani terrorists, who are still very much operating. Millions of Nigerians have been displaced. Thousands of communities they have become ghost towns. And of course, hundreds of thousands of Nigerians have lost their lives because APC, Egbe, came to power in Nigeria. People are still facing it up to this moment. The one that was supposed to become the one that should possibly be wearing his own prison uniform, Adisirika, the guy that sold the bobo of Nigeria Air to millions of Nigerians, right? It was also on Arise TV talking about Bokwari, how Bokwari left Nigeria economy booming. Like, Nigerians are still alive. Bokwari is dead, though, but these criminals, they are so bold. Like,
because of action or inaction of President Muhammadu Buhari, the country has been plunged into hardship. I don't want to get dragged into that debate, but the truth of the matter is that President Buhari had done extremely very well on the economy. And I'm not an economist, but I do know so because I've been in the country, I've been in the government, I know so, and I've seen that the country at the time was in a good state of both the economy and the social issues within the country.
Do you feel his administration left resources to work with? I mean, was Nigeria a stable? Because you said the economy was good. In your view, was it a stable, flourishing nation under his administration?
Well, I believe so. I do. I do believe so. I do believe that he has led a country that is flourishing. And because I am not President Muhammadu Buhari, and neither am I President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to really comment on the policies that they have made. I don't think it's been fair for me to sit down and make a critique of why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did this or not. But I want to say categorically that these policies by President Muhammadu Buhari, I believe, are policies of our party. And the policies that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is pursuing are policies of our party. So as an APC person, I do believe that they are not doing things, like I said, just off the top of their head, you know, to inflict injury on the country. No, I don't think so. I think they're being advised of...
That guy sold the bobo of Nigeria Air, and the Ronu coups, the Ronu Nazis, the Buhari Daira, the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, all those Ungoziaris, Unekaharis, right? The obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the humble slaves, and the rest of them. And those ones, so the Lagos Abobakus, remember them? They were all over the place. You did not want good things for Nigeria. Why is it that you are not happy for Nigeria? Nigeria here is back. Now Nigeria national carrier. This Mugu, this Were was scamming the whole country. And he walked away with over $400 million. No joke. Over $400 million. That's how much that guy walked away with. To cap it all, to cap his scam, he went to Ethiopia and hired one of the Ethiopian Airlines aircraft, passenger aircraft. They attached, they pasted the Nigeria air sticker on an Ethiopia airline. On an Ethiopia airline, right? So they pasted Nigeria air on it. They flew it to Nigeria. Jesus Christ. Then they called media, government officials and all of them. They all went to the airport. And they said, this is the first plane of the Nigeria Air. He did all of that. The media carried it. Oh, finally, Nigeria Air is here. Nigeria this. And he also told the media there that they've already placed order for 10 aircraft that will take off as the first set of airplanes to start Nigeria Air. Not just that too, that they've signed a contract with Qatar Airways. That Qatar Airways is partnering them, and Qatar Airways will supply them another 45 aircraft, making it 55. That Were said that on camera. And Nigeria media reported it. After the show, they showered the aircraft, like other way they would just they did all of that. And they flew out of Nigeria. That was the end of Solomon Grandi. That's it. It's been over 3 years now. Nobody is talking about it anymore. He's currently standing trial for corruption. He went to his home state, built himself this 18th century kind of like northern palace, like an emir palace. Yeah. Because according to them, he's also planning to become an emir of his state. Look at his face again.
Because of action or inaction of President Muhammadu Buhari, the country has been plunged into hardship. I don't want to get dragged into that debate, but the truth of the matter is that President Buhari had done extremely very well on the economy. And I'm not an economist, but I do know so because I've been in the country, I've been in the government, I know so, and I've seen that the country at the time was in a good state of both the economy.
Like if there is Sharia, do you really think that guy should still be living? If there is Sharia, somebody that carried out that kind of massive corruption, like a scam over a country, do you think he should still be working like? That's Nigeria. And then here is one of the ministers under Buhari, Nnaji. This one is standing trial for forgery. They said he forged his academic certificates. And he is now, not under Buhari, he was under Tinubu rather. Yeah. Now they are trying him for forgery.
Incoming governor. Yes, so. Yes, so. Yes, so. Our Savior, our Savior.
Which end did
our Savior. This is our own.
He's the next governor. Peter will go the way he came.
What I like to know.
Excuse me, please.
Unbelievable. He's the former minister of technology or something under Tinubu. right? And they accused him of forgery. So, but people are already calling him their savior, the next governor of Enugu State. You are the next governor and all that. You better go and get your PVC like Oledepo is advising.
We have a civic responsibility as responsible citizens of our various nations. This church is today in 144 nations. Amen. So endeavor to secure your voter's card. You are men and women of the spirit. You should know on your own personal conviction where to cast your vote. Can I hear your amen? But we are not passerby in our nations. We are bona fide citizens of the nation. We have a right to participate in who governs us. So please go ahead. It's part of our policy. You find it in the mandate. So go ahead and ensure that you secure your voters' right. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. You know, I will never carry a box in my life. So I'm not going to get voters' rights so you can vote for me. I'm already voted for. But we have a right to determine who rules. Can I hear you, amen?
Amen.
And this church, with the millions that we have a say in it.
Yes, sir, we do.
We have a say in it. So be part of it. Can I hear your amen?
I don't want to sit here and refill all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
So, if the church decide to tell their members that there is a time for prayer, there is a time to look up to God, and there's also a moment that you have to take your own civic responsibility very serious because of those who are going to decide if your business is going to flourish or is going to die, or if your children are going to be safe or not, if your, that stuff, Sharia. So those who are going to decide or determine that, you should have a say. At that point, people can separate spirituality from reality, sort of, okay, and deal with reality, which they can't deal with, and let the spiritualist deal with the spiritualist, the spiritual stuff. No, that would likely just take all of them out of business, in a way. I like that preaching, Sha. You need to have a say in those who govern you. Listen to this conversation or exchanges between a journalist, I believe a Nigerian, and a South African minister, talking about the issue of people who have left, the xenophobic attacks and all this stuff. So people have left their properties. And then one of their ministers said, those properties are going to be considered as a proceed of a crime without any real investigation. So those who left and left their properties are likely not going to get them back. That's just a statement of a minister, right? But it's really worse. Now listen to this, an exchange between this South African minister and the journalist talking about Nigeria.
Urgently. Madam Minister of Justice, that is a quote directly, and that quote was made by your colleague a week ago at some briefing. I can't remember which one it was in particular. And again, I have to reiterate, given the close relationship with our two countries, given the sensitivity of the time right now, given the fact that everybody, and I believe everybody in this room and on that panel, is doing their very best to douse the tensions, given the work that you, Madam Minister of Justice, has done to actually douse the tension. I remember seeing your press conference about South African artists having their work cancelled, being booked abroad and being cancelled, and trying to calm everybody down. Given all of that, indeed, given that President Ramaphosa has also done his best to douse the tensions, again, I will come back to Madam Minister of Justice and Minister of Presidency. Do you think the statement you made, and if you want me to read it again, I will, is helpful to your country, to your president, to the works that your colleagues have been doing, indeed to the works that everybody here has been doing, to the works that the NGO have been doing. I interviewed Mr. Baloy a week ago, in June when I was here. The good work that he's been doing, and indeed the work everybody has been doing to ensure that we find a collaborative way beyond this moment. Do you think making statements like that is smart? And again, I ask, would you like to apologize to Nigerians? Because I'm a Nigerian sitting in front of you, and I can assure you that I don't do drugs. Neither does my father, neither do my friends, neither. In fact, the vast majority of Nigerians here are doctors. Let me finish, please. I've asked the question, but I have to state this. Nigerians are doctors. Nigerians are immigration lawyers. Nigerians do all sorts of other things, but you chose to talk about drugs. Why?
Thank you very much.
No, they will call for the hand.
That's fine. I put my hand up.
I'm going to appeal to you again.
I am being...
To respect me as the Minister of the Republic of South Africa. Please. You are here to interact with us. Please, we appeal to you. So, the chair of the session will call another round of questions where you can take your more questions. We are currently answering. Now, when you disrupt us while we are answering your question, it's not helpful at all. And I want to reiterate, we appeal because South Africa has not, and it's not actually in this point. Any attacks or anything has not been done sanctioned by this government. Second, is that when anyone has been killed, whether they are South Africans or non-South Africans, the police does investigation. We actually have a very strong justice system where investigations are done, where people are arrested, and therefore people then are prosecuted and do serve sentences. Our judiciary in this country is independent, doesn't get influenced by politicians, doesn't get influenced by those who have power or even money. So you can be rest assured when matters appear before our judiciary, they are evaluated and they are dealt
urgently. Madam Minister.
Did you see that scenario? Did you see the room? Especially when she was approached by that guy in suit, warning her that if she doesn't behave herself, they'll kick her out of the room. That is the kind of tension that currently exists between the government functionary of South Africa, which we can say the government of South Africa, backing these xenophobic criminals. A lot of people don't know that their president actually campaigned to get rid of the foreigners in the country. I mean, appealing to the support of these xenophobic South Africans during the campaign. Ramaphosa actually promised to do something in order to reduce the unemployment of the black South Africans. We call them the South Africans anyway. Okay? So a lot of people are now mounting pressures on their own home country's government to react. The time to keep playing diplomacy and the rest of that should be in the past by now. Most of the functionaries of the government of South Africa, right, they are in cahoots with all these characters, even though they cannot officially or boldly say them in public. But some of them are already saying it now. So back in Nigeria, there are those who are still mounting pressure that MTN, a supposed South African company in Nigeria, should leave and should be nationalized.
We are proud of our own national establishments. For MTN, we have the likes of Glo, we have the likes of Airtel Nigeria, we have the likes of some other telecommunications that were overshadowed by MTN because they got some preferential treatment from the Nigerian government. And this is how we are being repaid. No business can thrive in an environment where there is strife, where there is uproar, and where there is no peace. We have given South African establishments enough room, and they are raking in billions in profit from the patronage of Nigerians, from the patronage of Nigerian students, of Nigerian youth. It will interest you to know that out of the over 200 million that is our population in Nigeria, over 60% are Nigerian youths. And the youths are students. Therefore, we make up more of those that patronize this South African establishment. There's nothing stopping us from instructing our multitude of Aluta forces across the nation by series of social media campaigns and instructions and directives that they should start, as a matter of urgency, stop patronizing this South African establishment and rather focus inward on Nigerian establishments. It will interest you to know there's something about change. Change in its entirety may not be bad, but people fear change because they don't know what change will bring for them. But I assure you, for many of you saying that these are the lines you use for your business, you use MTN lines for your OPay, use it for your bank account or whatever, let me give you a secret. Are you aware that in the line of telecommunications, you can change your telecommunication provider or network provider and still maintain your number? Do you know that? If you don't, now you know. Do with that information what your mind tells you to do with it. We are going to begin from Monday various social media campaigns promoting our national, our Nigerian-owned telecommunications. Let us begin from there. And so, we have come outside today. This is just a warning. And we are written to let them know we are not cowards. We have faced guns. We have faced fierce soldiers. We have faced fierce police. We have faced humiliation. We have faced incarceration. We have been incarcerated because we are fighting for the rights of Nigerian students. And so nothing can discourage us. We are
to recruit from the youths who are unemployed, 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. Abi, that's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor. If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Here is a successful, again, a town hall, different from Blue Bulaba. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ epo àwọn adi 200 adi bàbá ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀ àmàmì wálẹ̀.
Anyway, it's been an interesting evening to our callers, our commenters, our sharers, and every one of you there, right? So, and we can call it a night at this point. So this is we're going to draw the curtain. So like the broadcast, share it as well. And possibly join me another time if you have that time, okay? It's going to be a good night from here. Odaro.
làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Bó bá ṣe é àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na he be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bádéró tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù máyé ń ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.